In today's video, we're going to do a library haul and also a small haul of a used bookstore that I visited and a book that I pre-ordered that I got. So since that's the smaller haul, why don't we start with that?
Hey y'all, I realized that I never introduced myself or set up the video for my intro animation. My name is Carolina. Welcome to my channel. It's been a minute since I recorded, so let's just get started.
If you've been on Book Talk or BookTube, you might have come across My Name is Marines. That's the name of her channel. Her name is Marines. She is a YouTuber, book talker who has been on the platform for a really long time, I think over 10 years or whatever. But she is part of the Bindery Books imprint cohort. And her imprint is called Mareas. And she was presenting the first book in her imprint last year. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to support. I like a lot of her takes on some of the books that she's read. And I agree with them. So I was like, oh, you know what's interesting? I found out about Murderbot through Muddiness, and today is Murderbot Day. Murderbot comes out on Apple TV. Obviously not sponsored. Let me turn down the brightness for this. I moved also, so my background is different, and I'm not really sure what the lighting setup is going to be for this. I'm still learning, but I do think I'm going to turn this light down just a little bit. Okay. Oh, that's a little bit cozier. Also, this is my shoehorn. Yeah, I don't really want to buy a little microphone thing until I absolutely need to. So I found this and I was like, this is perfect. I do hate holding the microphone like this. I bought this so that I wouldn't have to hold a microphone or need a desk. But what I quickly realized, and I think a lot of people realize, is that this microphone works the best when you hold it right in front of your mouth. So by the time I started recording with it, it was too late to return it. So here we are on my shoehorn, holding it right in front of my mouth. That's why everybody holds it like this. I don't know if you're like, why is everybody holding that tiny microphone? It's because it works the best like this. Back to the books. Okay, so Mareas is Marines's imprint with Bindery Books. This is not sponsored. I didn't get it sent for an honest review or anything like that. I pre-ordered it. Here's my receipt. I pre-ordered it last year and it arrived 3 weeks early. It arrived this Tuesday. It's here. I started reading it. I would say most of the way through. I think I'm up to page 272 out of 400. I think it's like 398, but 272 out of 400. So I'm most of the way through. Yeah, so that arrived on Tuesday. This is just the one book that I bought last year that's finally here. So I also went to the Schomburg Center Centennial last Thursday. Was that last Thursday? Last Thursday, yeah. So I went to their Centennial celebration, opening celebration on May 8th. If you're not familiar with the Schomburg Center, Arturo Schomburg was an Afro Latino who started the Schomburg Center research for Black culture, research in Black culture. He started a library on 135th Street in Manhattan that focuses on Black history, the diaspora, and African history. And then later they started expanding into global Black history because he was told that Black people don't have a history. So if you live in New York City, the Schomburg Center actually is giving away these Schomburg. This is part of my book haul. This one's free. The Man Who Built a Library. I'm gonna read this and then I'm probably gonna pass. It's a children's book. I'm gonna read this and then I'm gonna pass it on to my goddaughter. She can't read yet, but she will. Yes, I'm gonna pass it on to her, but I'm gonna read it myself, and it tells the story of amid scholars, poets, authors, and artists of the Harlem Renaissance stood an Afro-Puerto Rican man named Arturo Schomburg. His life passion was to collect books, letters, music, and art from Africa and the African diaspora to bring light the achievements of people of African descent. When his collection became so large that it threatened to overflow his house, he turned to the New York Public Library. In luminous paintings and arresting poems, two Two of children's literature's foremost African American scholars track the journey of Arturo Schomburg and his quest to correct and expand historical records for generations to come. I saw this statue in the back right here. I saw this statue at the Schwarzman building. That's the one on the New York Public Library's the Rose Room where everybody takes those pictures with that wood paneling where the day after tomorrow took place. Uh, the Schwarzman. I saw that in the museum in the Schwarzman building. It's really pretty. It's really like the level of detail in the statue is really insane. Thought it was really beautiful. But yeah, so this is for free. You can go to your New York Public Library, and they'll probably have like a little table at the front. That's where my library had it, and you can just grab one for free. The book is a gift in celebration of the 100th anniversary of the Schomburg Center, a world renowned research center in the heart of Harlem dedicated to the collection, preservation, and study of Black history and culture. But if you're interested in a little vlog or my experience at the Centennial, let me know. I didn't record that much, but I did have a good time, and I got some of the zines that I'll show you. So this was from my local library, part of the so the zines that I got at the Schomburg Center. So in them, we all exist: reflections and resources on Black lesbian history in the archives. This was a free zine. They have a digital zine, and I will link it below in case you're interested in it. And then I got another zine, 100 Years of Art and Artifact at the Schomburg Center for the Research in Black Culture. I think it's probably just like a little recollection of, yeah, just like a little recollection and everybody who was important to starting the Schomburg Center. Okay, and then got a lot of nice ephemera. It's got a couple of bookmarks and things like that. D is for diaspora. I think this is an exhibition for an exhibition for the Junior Scholars Program. It's Letters from Home, the Black ABCs Reimagined. So I got a little. Then after the Schomburg's Centennial opening celebration, I went to just walking around Harlem. I went to eat some lunch at a restaurant, and then I came across this used bookstore. I think they're Revolution Books, and I saw they have books for like $2. So talking to the lady Molly from Revolution Bookstore, Molly and Steve, hello, they were very nice. I got 3 books from them, and the total was like, sorry, Winston turned off my light here. Don't know what happened there, buddy. He's right here. Back to the video. So I got 3 books from the Revolution Bookstore. I think it's Revolution Books Bookstore. I'm not sure. I got Raya Baby by Tochi. Okay. I hate fonts like this that I think that's an A. Anibuchi? Onyebuchi? Tochi Onyebuchi?
It's actually Tochi Onyebuchi. I looked it up and I'm really sorry. Yeah, Tochi Onyebuchi.
This book was on my TBR, and I was like, oh yeah, sure, I'll get that. And then um Molly from the bookstore recommended the Mars series, the Mars trilogy by Stanley Robinson. They only had the two and three, but the one was available from the library, so I borrowed that. Not sure I'm going to be able to start it before getting to these two, but they were just $2. I also got the Portable Feminist Reader from the Schomburg's gift shop. This was edited by Roxane Gay. I think with this one, Roxane Gay was trying to gather up brain freeze. With this book, Roxane Gay was trying to gather up a different collection of feminist writers than in some other feminist readers. That's what I'm just going by what she said in her introduction. So there's people that are much more recent than some of the older feminist theorists, but there's Kimberly Crenshaw, Dorothy Allison, Leslie Feinberg, Eileen Miles, Mona. Oh, Mona from I read her book, Elsa Howe. the Seven Deadly Sins of Girls, right here. Bell Hooks, Sarah Maud, Cherry Moraga, Audre Lorde, Gorilla Girls. I got this because it's a good way to introduce yourself to new authors, in my opinion. Now moving on to the haul from my library. I went to my local library for the first time and they had a lot of new books. New books that were already on my TBR that I was surprised by. So these are all books that I was thinking about buying eventually. I think maybe just one or two were books that I was like, yeah, sure, I'll grab that. Okay, so we're gonna start with just like Octavia Butler, my girl. I'm wearing a different Oh, I did get this at the Schomburg Center's shop. So just like my girl Butler, I am trying to read everything from Le Guin, Ursula K. Le Guin. So I saw that they had a Le Guin Always Coming Home. Don't know anything about this book, but grab that. I also saw that they had Evil Eye by Etaf Rum. I saw this. This is a book recommendation by Benanine from The Story Ain't Over. Also, another Bindery Books imprint person. This was what I was like, oh, you guys got new books. You guys got new books. So this is Grady Hendrix' Witchcraft for Wayward Girls, which I think literally came out. When did this come out? Like a couple months ago? So this is fresh. I'm like the first person to touch this book. And they had like 3 copies. I think that was the thing that I was like, okay, library. So yeah, this was on my TBR of like things to get to eventually, I guess. But I saw it there. Um, and I was like, oh yeah, sure, I'll get it. Then I also got The Book of the Unnamed Midwife. This is like a dystopian novel where like the earth, like people are not having as many kids. I also got Sunrise on the Reaping. Again, they had like 3 copies of this book just right at the front. So I was like, I was not expecting to read this again for several months because that's how long the wait list was. So I was like, huh, guess we're reading this. I also got this book, new March, see, so it's new March 2025. This is Loca by Alejandro Heredia. I don't know anything about this person. I was reading the little blurb, and the protagonist is held back by tragic memories from his past in Santo Domingo. And I was like, oh, you're Dominican. I'll read it. I'm Dominican. I'll read it. And the last book that I got from the library was Black Futures, and edited by Kimberly Drew and Jenna Wortham. It's like holographic. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna get to all these books by the time I have to return them, but I do know that I can renew them. So that's my short little haul. I just realized I kept looking at the viewfinder instead of the camera. I'm sorry. It's been a while.
And then, of course, I proceed to look down for a lot of this part of the video. So, yay me. I'm doing so good.
But this is gonna be my recording background. I don't know if the lights are gonna be this intense because I feel like it's getting a little washed out. Tell me what you think. Do you like the purple in the back? It's like a little fun. It's very reminiscent of my old background because I still got my baby's hair. I finally hung those up. So I also have a built-in bookshelf, which has a little arch at the top. It's really cute. I'm very excited about it. I got a little bookshelf. Most of my books do fit in here. Everything except for like the coffee table books or really bigger books. Like I have a couple of really big books about pop-up mechanics and things like that. Like the pop-up. I also have like the pop-up Game of Thrones book and the pop-up Walking Dead book. Um, those don't really fit in here. They do, but they stick out over the edge. So I don't know where I'm going to put those, but all of my other books do fit in here. So it's a pretty small bookshelf, but I don't have a very large collection, physical collection. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Let me know, are you going to go, do you live in New York City? Are you going to go to the New York Public Library and get your free copy of Schomburg? Did you also go to the Schomburg Center's Centennial celebration? If you did, you definitely saw me. I was the one with the purple mohawk. And also let me know if there are any exciting events happening in your library system. That's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another one. Bye.